Apple's Vision Pro is weird and I want to talk about it. The Apple Vision Pro is an AR/VR headset that Apple says is capable of spatial computing. Whatever that means. The Apple Vision Pro is controlled by using your eyes, hands, and voice. It doesn't actually come with controllers like the Meta Quest or the Vive headset. This tiny monstrosity has a 4K OLED screen for each of your eyes, has a screen on the outside to simulate your eyes when you choose to show the outside world your own face, it is not a clear glass headset like they were marketing it as, has 2 whole Apple processors in it, and the battery pack is run via a cable. It's not actually on the headset. Let's start off with some pros. This is a genuinely revolutionary piece of tech, ends up being even close to the product that they show. Between mixing AR and VR, the new silicon chips that are in the headset, how well it's built, the screens that are inside of it, R&D went absolutely insane on this product. You can see that they're seeing it as a genuine market they can try to cultivate and get some more cash out of. That is a good thing. Apple being interested in this technology means that everyone else is going to have to step up their game, just like with the iPhone. Having Disney on board out the gate is a great thing because it allows people to watch any sort of Disney media that's available. Movies, TV shows, long-running series, new form series, all of these things will be available to you immediately as soon as you use the headset based on what Disney is saying. It's a great way to watch movies in the ways that we're designed to in a movie theater-like setting because you can set the screen to look like that from what I can tell. If you want a great example of this, go watch Noodle's video on AR and VR video. While Apple did not touch on it much, they do want you to be able to game on this hardware. They had an image of a person holding a PS5 controller and playing a game on it, which means Apple wants to invest in that community again as well. This isn't the first time they've tried to bring gaming onto Apple hardware, but with the advent of Kojima Productions coming on board and creating games and pushing Death Stranding onto their platforms, other people might be willing to come on and join them. Same with the Unity project that they mentioned, being able to actually porting games from Unity easier. If you're already familiar with Apple, this product shouldn't be too hard for you to pick up and use. Their UI seems to be very similar to the iPad and the iPhone, just so people are used to their products because all of their UX and UI are similar, so you can jump from one device to another. This is a genuinely good thing because you don't want to have a product that's hard to use in any form or fashion when it comes to making something completely new like this. Apple's ecosystem is genuinely one of the best technology-based ecosystems on the planet. Everything works together seamlessly, and the fact that in the demo, if the product works like this, allows you to use, let's say, your MacBook Pro screen as a virtual extra screen, being able to edit off of it, being able to reply to messages, use your iMessage, anything of that sort through the headset itself means the ecosystem has grown, and the fact that you can send things from the headset to other devices makes it even better. This is a huge win for people who are already knee deep in the Apple ecosystem. Apple thought ahead and decided to put Bluetooth support directly into the device. They're allowing you to use a mouse or a keyboard or headphones or anything like that immediately so that people who don't want to learn the hand or gesture-based controls can just use a mouse and keyboard like normal, which means this becomes a little more accessible to everyone else that's actually trying to use it. Let's move on to some simple cons. The first thing is this product is a ways out. They announced it in June of 2023 and said it's coming early 2024. That means at least 6 months wait before anyone can even try to use the product. Even demoing it is not going to be anytime soon. I'm guessing at least 4 or 5 months before it's in stores. Who is going to remember this product in 6 or 7 months time if you're not already invested in Apple's ecosystem? Not a lot of people, and Apple has to realize that. They're announcing this product incredibly early and allowing people to forget that it's a thing. And they're not even aiming for a holiday release window, which is when a lot of people release their new products that people are excited about buying it for Christmas, for Hanukkah, for any sort of special holiday around November or December. This is not a good thing for Apple to do. While having Disney on board is an incredibly good pro to have, they didn't announce anyone else actually supporting the device out the gate, which is a very, very bad thing. Without extra third-party support, this device may not last long. We've seen it a lot with other AR and VR based technologies where they didn't have any sort of extra hand in developing and they just fell flat and didn't do anything. Apple is going to have to secure third-party developers for this machine if they really want it to thrive and survive. While most people won't really notice this, my partner, people on the internet, and after it was being pointed out to me, myself, there aren't anyone who are wearing glasses while using this thing. It's been a few days since the actual reveal of the headset, and one thing we did notice is that there are articles coming out saying there will be prescription lenses that you can buy for this headset. That is not okay. If the headset isn't designed for glasses and you have to go out of your way to buy a peripheral to make it work, that is a bad design. You cannot exclude part of the market just because you don't want to design for them or you want to ring them for more cash. One of the big things that we know about technology is that if it has a screen, it can crack. The Vision Pro has a screen on the front to simulate your eyes if you're trying to look out of the headset. It is not a translucent or a transparent screen. It is another screen on the front that reads your eyes and shows it to the outside world. If you drop this headset once, it doesn't have some sort of protection on it, that screen is most likely going to crack, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to get it fixed or replaced based on Apple's track record of no right to repair. This is not a good thing. You cannot put a screen in that fragile a place and make the device front heavy enough that it will fall and hit the floor and crack. Let's move on to some subjective opinions of my own. The first thing is going to be the price tag of $3,500 USD. That is an outrageous price tag for them to try to demand out of their clients or customers in this case. You can buy a decently high-end PC, a VR headset, a monitor, and all peripherals that you need, including all the cabling you need for that headset, for around or below that price tag. This is an astronomically high amount that they're asking of you when they aren't asking you to replace a device with it. They're not saying this is going to replace your MacBook Pro or replace your iPhone. It's an extra piece of the ecosystem that I don't think a lot of people are really going to want to buy out the gate because of the price tag. This is the highest priced mobile product they've ever produced. It's higher than all iPhones. It is higher than all Apple Watches. The only things that beat it via price tag are MacBook Pros and iMacs, and that is an outrageously close hill to be to. One of the bigger issues is having a 4K OLED screen that close to your face for any amount of time can cause eye fatigue, not eye strain, eye fatigue. The fact that they're going to ask you to wear that headset for possibly 4 to 8 hours at a time, because this is a work-based machine based on almost every example they gave, is going to be a problem, because you're going to end up getting eye fatigue and you're not going to want to use it again until that eye fatigue goes away, which can take over 24 hours to go away. On top of that, the battery life makes it almost unusable to that degree. While you can argue the battery life will fix the eye fatigue problem, it's not okay either way. Either you have a good battery life and you get eye fatigue, or you don't get eye fatigue and you have a terrible battery life. Those are not mutually exclusive, and they're both a bad thing. The other thing about the battery is that this is a work designed device. This is a device that is supposed to help you with your work, whether it be for video calls, taking notes. It's supposed to be used for work. Why is it a 2-hour battery life and the battery pack is separate? Yes, this is the age of technology, but not everyone's going to be able to be near an outlet with a possibly 10 to 16 foot cable to use the headset in the optimal environment. We have learned this because Oculus went from purely desktop headsets to the Quest series, and even the Quest Pro is fully wireless. And the thing about those headsets is the battery life is longer and they can technically do more, because with the Quest Pro, you have access to almost a PC-like suite, which means you have access to every app that Apple has mentioned with a 3 to 4 hour battery life. They have doubled the battery life with a similar eye screen. This is not a great position for Apple to be in whatsoever. While I did mention that bringing Unity to Apple devices is a good thing, until Apple actually announces games coming to the system, I don't think this is a huge selling point of the headset. The reason why I say that is Apple has tried multiple times over years to try to capture gamers to bring them over to their system. The problem has always been that games aren't designed for Mac. It's not that people don't want to play it on their Mac, it's that they're not actually designed for it and they're not ported, because the market share for Apple users as gamers is minuscule compared to PC, Android, iPhone, anything else. Until Apple actually has Unity developers signing on to make Apple versions, this is not anything that we can really put a pin on and go, this is a good thing or not, until, you know, we see more stuff. One of the first things I said about the headset is that I hope this is a revolutionary piece of technology. The reason why I said I hope is Apple has a habit of showing off a product, saying how great it is, and then delivering a product that is not nearly the same caliber as before. Not that everyone is really going to care about that. Before myself, if you're trying to sell a product like this and you're trying to really make it out to be this big piece of tech, it better perform the way you showed it in your demo, because not everyone got the chance to touch this thing. There were maybe 3 or 4 reviews that I saw that actually got to touch the headset for about half an hour. And that's not really a great time frame to learn about the headset and say if it actually does what it's supposed to do. We need more from this. We need to see the proof of technology and not just a fancy video where you get to stare at it and go, oh, this looks great, until it lands in your hands and it's 30 frames a second instead of the 120 that they're promising. This is more of a short opinion thing. I don't really like the 3D model of your face for voice calls. I don't like showing my face in voice calls in the first place, so I understand why this isn't really a feature for me in particular, but I know a lot of people around my age range, by the way, I'm between 25 and 30, don't really want to use a feature like this. They'd rather just keep the thing off. And also, it's not a technology that's really been proven to work well yet. There aren't a lot of people who actually use 3D models for video conferencing for a reason, unless you're like a VTuber, in which case that is a completely different type of technology than what Apple is trying to pitch here. So we'll see how that goes. My final thoughts go like this. This is a new piece of tech that is either going to change the world like the iPhone or completely flop like the Macintosh TV. Yes, that was a thing. Google it. It happened in the 90s. This is one of those moments where Tim Cook is trying really hard to make something that appeals to everyone while simultaneously making a product that not everyone could use or afford. I hope this product does well for the sake of new AR and VR tech, because having new things enter the field will push the field forward, but I hope it flops so that maybe Apple will understand that overpricing their products is just going to continue to cost them market share, cost them money, cost them time. But then again, the iPhone 14 Pro exists for $1,600 US, and it's sold really well, just like every other iPhone. I guess we'll see. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like what I do, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to stick around. My next video is going to be about what I call E3 week, which is about all the presentations that happened in the middle of June, and hopefully we'll have that out in the next month. See you guys next time.